Moving on with our Binary Options Academy project, and this is of course the fairbinaryoptions.com. This analysis, or this mini educational series, is dedicated to the Holy Grail in trading, and the Holy Grail in trading resembles with trading binary options. Why? Because it has been the dream of every trader in this world during time, not only to guess or to correctly forecasting a price, but also to forecast the moment of time that price goes to a specific level. I mean, this is the euro US dollar. So if somebody comes and say, alright, so the euro US dollar should go to 140, I agree. But when it should go to 140 should make the difference between a valid forecast and a forecast that is just like that, a simple forecast. A valid forecast, because if the euro US dollar, for example, goes 140 in 2 years from now, then I'm not interested into taking that trade. I will focus on other trades, of course. Now, in order to put a time element to your trade, basically, when trading binary options will give you already an advantage in front of other people, because on the binary options you need to take the time element into consideration for setting the right expiration date. This is the euro US dollar 4-hour chart. What I would like to show you here is to explain a rule, or the time element rule, that can be applied using Elliott waves analysis in corrective waves. Now, in corrective waves, according to a time element, let's assume that you have corrective waves like a flat or a zigzag. So if the price goes A, B, and C to the downside, something like this, so this should be a corrective wave. Let's assume it is a flat. Now, in order for this to be a corrective wave or a flat, so this should be labeled as wave A. This should be labeled as a B wave. And of course, another one that should be labeled as a C wave. And the flat, we all know that has a structure of 3, 3, 5. What does it mean? It means that you have 3 corrective waves to the downside, 3 corrective waves to the upside, and then 5 an impulsive move, or a 5-way structure to the downside. In order for a pattern to be considered a flat, you need, or the key stays with the retracement level that the market does for the B wave. The B wave is mandatory to go more than 61.8. Well, that being the case, you might say, alright, so what does it have to do with the time element? Well, the thing is that whenever you have such a pattern, and then you see a 5-way structure unfolding, or an impulsive move that unfolds in here, like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and take the lows in the previous wave A, then already I would like to go and buy call options here. Why? Because a flat, when when it is independent, then it is being said that the 0 to B trend line, or if you take a trend line from the beginning of a flat till the end of the B wave there, but that is important to know the end of the B wave, not the highest values in the B wave, but exactly when the B wave ends. So this trend line here needs to be broken in less than the time taken for the whole C wave to form. So normally we should go and measure the length of the C wave in terms of the time taken for the C wave to form, like this. So this is the time taken for the C wave to form, and then we should measure this time. How do we measure such a time? Well, we take simply a simple line here. Let's make it of a different color so not to be confused, and then we clone it and put it on the right side like this. A and B and C, we have then the time taken for the C wave, and post market activity after the flat should go and break this line here in less than the time taken for the C wave to form. Remember, the C wave to form, or that C wave to the downside, is the impulsive move, and I'm talking about a strong 5-way structure. So the thing to do is to wait for the five-way structure to be completed, then to take a horizontal line for the moment when wave A ends here. Wait simply. So simply wait for price to retrace to that level, and then to go and buy call options at this moment of time. Why? Because if this is a flat and your analysis is correct, then the market should retrace to this level of time, to this level of price, in less than the time taken for the C wave to form. Well, this pattern is important because it depends very much on the time frame that it is identified. If it is identified on the 4-hour chart, or on the 1-hour chart, or even on the lower time frame, that will still give you a lot of possibilities to go and trade binary options, and the expiration date should be given based on the time taken from here to here. Now you can measure that time measuring the candles, so that is an important fact. Let's move on the second part of this project, and we'd like to show you on the Euro US dollar classical flat. And from this moment of time, whenever you see a flat, you just apply the time element and you'll have the expiration date for your option based on the time frame that the pattern appears on. So stay tuned with the second part. Of course, this is fairbinaryoptions.com, and all these analyses are possible due to the help of our sponsor here, Lioneye. Bye bye.